Welcome back. Forgot to put my stream on. Oh, the screen on. Usually I have this screen at the start of every stream, so I know what the stream is, and I eventually go back and go through every single recording I have this. Let's reset all my tags. It's not really game development right now, but whatever. That'll do. So, welcome back. I've had a crazy damn headache for the number of last couple of however long since I was saying during my streams how I was getting this annoying headache. Yeah, well, it ended up getting a whole heck of a lot worse yesterday night, whatever it was. Oh my god, did it get bad? And of course, I tried to go to sleep, and every other damn thing's waking me up. Had to get up to get the turbo light off, had to get up to stop the tap from dripping, had to get up to close my window, had to get up to close my toilet lid because I got the smelly thing in my toilet and it's hecka smelly. So I gotta keep my toilet lid closed now, otherwise it just stinks out the entire house like crazy. It gives me a headache when I'm trying to sleep because it's so damn strong. And then I had a phone call wake me up, of course. Every time I had to get up, my headache got worse, so much worse. So damn painful. Migraine. For all I know, it could have been a migraine. I don't know. But I seem to be doing reasonably okay today, so here I am. I want to try to go out later on today, though. Although it's still reasonably early, time's slowed down a little bit, which is interesting. Usually it's speeding up like crazy. Anywho, so I'm going to do more of this damn Bitcoiny thingy.
Mono, yo.
Hey, Mono! I saw the 2 there, I'm like, I can't have another viewer by now. Bitcoin's still going reasonably strong. Wow. Wait, what is my intervals here? This is 30 minutes. Okay, so last time I checked was checked once there, then checked once down here, and now today. Anyway, so I'd sort of be trying to avoid thinking about anything to do with this program in the slightest, because every time I do, my headache got worse. So let's see how that goes, I guess. I was feeling a little tired, but now I'm feeling fine. So, what I think needs to be happening next is I need a normalization here. Because we basically got no difference between the highs and the lows here. It's all...
Mono, I hate my new math teacher. It's an actual teacher who tries to explain stuff to kids who don't understand and doesn't support people working ahead, although it's way too easy.
What? Hang on, is this music loud? I can't really turn it down, so... You hate your new math teacher because they're an actual math teacher? It's an actual teacher who tries to explain stuff to kids who don't understand and doesn't support those people working ahead. Oh, okay. I mean, if you're ahead, you're ahead. You don't really need the support because you're already ahead, right? You're just trying to balance out the group. That's the way my school used to work. It used to be like, you know, if you're ahead, you just do your own thing. My last math teacher
didn't really care about whatever we did.
So you hate it how you got a teacher who actually cares. A good teacher. Anyway, so I need to exaggerate these things. Which means I need to get a bit of scaling going on. Yeah. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get like an even max height and minimum height of the data as it goes through this thing. It'll have periods where it drops down, like this one will just skyrocket through the ceiling. But hopefully over like a couple of ticks, it will be normalized. And then everything after that will be really, really small for a bit, and then that gets normalized. That's what I'm going to try to do.
I may have gained a bug fetish.
Okay. Okay. There's not really anything that could be said for that. I mean, whatever floats your boat, as they say. I was actually listening to this guy. What's he called again? Up is not jump. This guy is so funny. If you haven't seen his stuff, really, really good. He's like a science teacher who also does things. I've been watching his live stream, which is now unlisted though, which sucks because this is only part 1. I sort of want to watch part 2. It's like a 12-hour live stream he did to raise funds for charity. But yeah. He's got such great videos. It started off doing like machinima stuff with Fallout, and then he's sort of gone up from that. Now he's doing more stuff, his own stuff. I think I must have seen this earlier stuff. Whatever, really, really great stuff that he does. Wait, is that him? Okay. It's weird how YouTube plays like that. Oh, that's... Oh yeah, what? Is that you? Just plays a bit of it, then goes back to the start? I don't know. Really, 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 really funny videos. But they were talking in this thing. He was talking to some guy who's a voice actor. He's playing he's trying 100% Banjo-Kazooie in a 12-hour live stream, and it looks like he's not going to quite make it there. So I was almost 7 hours into this. I skipped the first few of it though. Yeah, well, it wouldn't have been that much. I would have skipped around here somewhere. Yeah, it would have been around about there. Anyway. It was talking about stuff with this guy who's a voice actor, and he was talking about... Oh, I forgot what they're called. Basically, there's a character of Banjo-Kazooie who was a palm tree. Like, a guy that was transformed into a palm tree. Apparently he's got a dark backstory. I'm not sure if it's canon or if it was just what the guy was saying. And apparently in the Banjo-Kazooie, the witch is trying to steal the beauty.
Oh, no. In the first lesson I almost completed the first chapter of the book.
What? Oh, okay, in math. Yeah, it has the palm tree, and yeah, the stealing the beauty thing, and apparently you can put it in reverse to put beauty back into stuff, and he was like, I wonder what it would be like, because apparently it's got a thing which makes it have extra beauty, and he's like, well, if you just steal the beauty, but it has extra, and then you switch it back, and you've got a little bit leftover beauty, so you become like extra beauty, and then you go backwards and forwards to the machine, and you can make every character in the Banjo-Kazooie universe beautiful. And he's like, I wonder what the beautiful palm tree would look like. And then he was going on about like ints, I think, which are like palm tree people. I mean, tree people. So people who are trees. And he was googling stuff about it. It's like, well, I think I got a fetish for tree people now. That was that story. That was well too long of a thing for that story. But anyway. Yeah, so I want to normalize this thing so it's always in the middle. It goes up but then returns down. Values are just averaged or whatever to be fitting on the line. So that way this graph should always look the same. Like it goes up to the same height, down to the same height, and it's the values that get adjusted rather than the graph that gets adjusted depending on the highs and lows. That is the goal.
Mono, if you saw the art he makes, you'd have a bug fetish too.
I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty damn hard sell. It's like the sort of salesman you gotta be to get that sort of a sell. Like you can sell ice to an Eskimo. Saying goes. Okay, so how the heck am I gonna be doing this? I was trying to think about it, but then I'd always get a headache, so I stopped thinking about it. Now I gotta get back into thinking about stuff again. So, something along the lines is I gotta get a value, I gotta get the difference between this value and the last few values, and then I gotta average it, and then minus that average from all of the values. Okay, so first off, let's just try to exaggerate what the values are. To do that, I need to go to wherever the graph gets displayed. Because I want it to be put into each individual graph thing, because this entire thing is just stored in as a variable. If I adjust it, it'll be adjusting all of these values by the same amount, unless I do some sort of thing from here to here it does this, and here to here it does that. I don't want to do that. I just want to have, this is the value, this is the thing, this is what you offset by, job done. So these will have to be applied to where the data is set initially into the graph thing. So all of this graph junk, which is a little bit annoying because it's everywhere. Unless I had some extra thing that it passed through. Well, ideally anything that made a decision about it would be doing it anyway. But no, because that's not how that works. So yeah, these are the Bitcoin price thing. Oh, well, okay, it's just here and there actually. So that's the live prices, this is my prices. But what exactly happens here? Does it come straight from the getting of the live data and then... No, because value is value. We don't want to touch value. But that's how you're being graphed. We wouldn't be graphing the other stuff. The weights. We want to graph this thing. So that means I need another data value thingy for what this gets displayed as, which is not this value. For putting the averaged values in it. Assuming everything's all lining up, we're not going to worry about that. So that means this needs to display another thing, which is annoying because everything's always set to that one thing unless we switch that one thing around so it's this way around, but then everything else has to be offset because now it's all going for the other thing. Wait, no, it's a graph. Never mind. The graph does what the graph does. It doesn't give a damn. I do not believe I'm using this as a...
My assembly calculator project isn't a smooth ride.
Okay. I would imagine so. So when we get the data, we've got to push it into the graph. Instead of doing this, we are going to be doing... I feel like this should really be returned, whatever. Returns that or returns this, and then that goes into there, then there's only one of this. But anyway. It would just mean I have to move this into a thing like that. Update.
My computer keeps on thinking some of the programs I have to use for it are viruses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that thing. That old chestnut. Man, Windows 10 sucks, doesn't it? As I say, it's a conspiracy. Windows 10 is actually owned by Apple now, and they're just sort of doing a merger between them, and they're trying to find a balance. Yeah, they're sort of going one way and then the other. Because that was the whole point. Apple's great unless you try to do something you're not supposed to. And Windows is great because it lets you do both. But now it's like, no, everything's a virus, and guess what, you can't disable that. Well, you can for about 10 minutes, but then it goes and deletes everything after that anyway. Oh my god, is it ever annoying. There's some program that a friend was trying to send me one time, and I was like, it's not working. It's like, oh, you got to disable your antivirus. Like, it should be disabled. It's like, oh, it re-enables itself. That's lame. What is this? Update. Update what?
Mono. That's why my next PC will probably run on Arch Linux again.
You could just dual boot. What do I call this? This is updating the price data from a predetermined thing. It's a I can't remember what I was calling it last time. It's the data from a list. No. Update price list. There we go. Well, that makes me think it's updating the list of prices. It's getting the new price. Let's just say one. Two. You are one. You are two. And the point of this was because now I can grab this thing and that thing. No.
Mono.
Because that doesn't return,
Also,
never
I
mind.
recently read some manga that I for once didn't enjoy.
Whoa. The end of the world's upon us. Like, maybe that's why you like Bugs, because it was, you know, not that bad compared to the other thing. Whatever. So, I need to say...
It was in the aggro category.
Oh. Yeah. What am I doing? Where am I going? How am I doing this? It's identify. So then I go. So this is a. I suppose it would be under this. Normalize.
Aggro is a combination between Hollywood-like horror gore combined with hentai.
What? Okay. Hollywood-like horror gore. Okay. If you say so. Normalize equals 0. So we have no normalized data yet. Actually, I think this should be an array. Okay, if this is an array, I'm imagining this is going to be the average of an X amount of things, and then we minus that from V. Okay. So normalize dot push. Would it be a push? I feel like this should have a normalize and a normalize length. So let's say like 6 things. And we'll be doing this every single time, so there's no point setting a variable that is this thing. So we're going to push that, and then we're going to say if it's sort of annoying, well, it's not going to be happening here. If this dot length is greater than normalized length, or even it should be a while, then that dot splice 01. Okay. Then normal equals this sort of map.
So do not read the daily live of my chan. It's something that is just too much. I'm quite used to it, but it was just too much mental and physical torture for that poor MC.
Okay. Is this going to be one of those things that's suddenly like all over Facebook, like that other horror one? With the one with the moving pictures, and you don't expect it to. I never got by that one though. It was like, oh, okay. That's all I got from it. Let's try to use a map function. I never use the map. I don't know how map works.
Mono. It's quite old. Not super old, but something like pre-2010.
Oh, okay. So it would have already gone around, probably. Can I just change this? Yes, I can. Okay, so the idea is this does something
well
to
known in
all
the
the different
community.
things. Okay. So if n equals 0, and then I map n plus equals x, and then what is n? Okay, great. I'm assuming I don't need to do this part of it. Okay. So that's just a super quick loop. Yep, okay. Can I do that without... No, I'd have to do that. No, I'm assuming this only returns that. Okay, so that would be this. And this would be that. So each index is n, so index n equals, and then, I don't know why, I guess it's a pointer thing, who knows. So for each value of this, do this. If this is a thing, do this, I don't know. Either way. And then we don't want that done there, so 0 and that. So it doesn't matter if it's got its maximum amount, it'll just go as required. And then normal is, so just this minus normal. Okay, I wonder how this is gonna work.
Mono, what shall I do to ruin my school career completely? I already played a hentai game in class, but what would be a good fuck you to everyone?
Connecting the game to the school's Wi-Fi network. I mean, like, speaker network, whatever. I'm not sure. Like, I remember the school, the public school I used to go to, they had like a big megaphone network set up around the school. They didn't have that at the other school I went to. The teachers would just tell you when lunches were over and stuff. But yeah, imagine broadcasting it across the entire school. I feel like that's going to give you a criminal record, though. Like, you'll probably be sent to juvie or something. Because, you know, if it's a primary and high school combined. If it's just a high school alone, maybe not so bad, but imagine. Playing all of the sounds over the whole school network. That would be, yeah, that would do it. Yep. Don't do that. What was that? Nope. Damn it. Did I stop it? Yeah, I stopped it. Nope. Nope. Oh, come on.
Mono, all speakers from my school are wired except the gym ones, but I already blasted hentai moans over that during the last P lesson last year.
Wow. Bet the teachers love you. Oop. Oh yeah, that's right, everything's running on this. Oh, sorry, I just killed the chat. Hang on. I've just killed everything. I won't even be able to see this stuff because Twitch is down, so any messages you just send I can't see. Shuffle my music again. Twitch is down, so any messages you just send I can't see. Oh my god, my voice sounds horrible. Shuffle my music again. Twitch is down, so any messages you just send I... Twitch is down, so any messages you just send I... Twitch is down, so any messages you just send I... I was wondering if it sounds better over here. I was wondering if it sounds better over here. No, oh my god. It sounds like I have a blocked nose or something. It sounds trash. I really need to get a new microphone. Maybe I'll do that today when I go out. Okay, they just don't know about the other things you do. Oh my god. Like, does it sound like that? Like what it just sounded like on my side here? Is that how it sounds to you? Super duper, like, high pitched, like there's no low tones, there's no bass. Oh, come on, chat. Chat's not starting up. Chat. Come on. There we go. Okay. So it sounds better on your side, or it sounds better on Twitch? Because that just sounds like trash. Like, no wonder I haven't had viewers for so damn long. I mean, that, and also my content's trash. Yeah, I think I'm going to look at getting a proper microphone today.
Better on my side.
Okay. I wonder why that is. I mean, I'm assuming it's probably not better for everybody. Some people hear it the same as I do. Yeah, I gotta see about getting a good microphone. I just don't know how to go about finding one. What sort of one would I get? Would it be one that sits on the table?
Mono, but I very likely have hearing problems.
Well, if it sound... I mean, you would have just heard a direct comparison. So... doesn't matter. You hear it playing through here, doesn't matter. Yeah, you hear it playing through here. Like, does that echo sound worse than without? Because yeah, that just sounds unbelievably trash. I could not listen to this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see about getting a proper microphone. I'm just not sure how to get one. Because like, do I get one that sits on my table? Do I get a new headset?
Mono, echo is worse, but not in much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's... okay. That's trash. I gotta get a new headphone. I mean, a new microphone.
Headset.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with headsets, though. Like, what is a proper headset? Like, I don't want a gaming headset that messes with the audio level so games sound better. I want one that makes sounds sound better. I don't care about the footstep of the guy behind me getting boosted, but then audio sounded like trash, you know? I want, you know, studio quality sort of thing. Like, sounds sound like how they were designed to be sounding like. That's what I want. No alterations, no customizations, no flavors to it. It's just, this is what they made it to be like, this is what it sounds like. You know? Sounds like it should be simple. Yeah, the pair of headphones I got now costed me hundreds of dollars, and they're just super expensive, and you never know what you're going to get, and you can't return headphones, so you can't really test them. You just give them a go. You either get lucky or you don't. I don't know, I feel like I should get a proper microphone that sits on the table. Although a wireless headset would be nice, but a wireless headset that also sounds good, you're going to be looking at like $300–400 for that. I don't know. Yeah, I'll just have a scrounge around when I go out later, if I end up going out. Ideally something cheap. It'll probably be something I put on the table.
I could probably send you some links in a certain price range. My uncle is an audiophile, so he really cares about that stuff.
Yeah, I found one before that was really good. I think I quit those tabs because I just gave up on them. Oh, yeah. Okay, I feel like this is... Wait, where is the line? The line's not there.
Mono, and I just really like old stuff, so most audio doesn't bother me.
Oh yeah, because it's low quality anyway. But now, once you have bass headphones with bass, you never go back. It just sounds so damn good. Like, You can't. It's like there's an entire range of instruments in your song, like a whole extra dimension to the music, which you just simply do not hear without bass headphones. Yeah. And then once you go to that, like, it feels like everything's wrong, you know? It feels like everything's wrong. Oh god, that really hurts to listen to. I can't hear my own voice through this thing. What am I tapping to? Code. What's happening? Is there somehow a nada? I feel like somehow there's a nada. How would there be a nada right now? Yeah, that's not right. That not pause? Okay. Oh, because this is that, so X1. Wait. Oh, I'm never pushing anything into this. No. I'm pushing in V? V is... Damn it. If V is that, then that means this is doing something with last? No, it's just going directly. No, because it's looping through this and only doing the stuff that I put through here, so last. Okay.
Mono. This will probably sound quite mean, but if my grandmas would die, I'd probably get the classic radio and turntable.
Okay. So that has to be that dot last, which gets pushed into there. And then this is this, but with...
Attack Copter. OMG, are you doing a thing?
I'm doing a thing. Also, hello, I don't recognize your name. Are you here? Feel free to ask questions if you want to know what's going on. It's just called doing a thing because I'm not sure how much of the thing I will be doing. This thing is notoriously bad for giving me headaches, so I keep switching to play a game for a while or doing something else and then come back to it every couple of minutes. So it's just doing a thing. I'm not really that committed to it. But I really should be doing it because it's potentially going to gain me a lot of money.
Big Brain Editor Notepad++.
Oh yeah. That minus... So, minus equals. Oh no. No, 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 no. Okay, I need an instance of this thing with that one value changed so it works with this. Or should all challenge? No, just that one.
Attack Copter. What are you acutely doing, though?
Hang on a second, let's do this. Deep copy, I love that function I made. Let's just do deep copy of that. Okay, VA.
And is this JS?
Yep. That equals that, VA plus minus normal, and you are VA, job done. So this is supposedly, that's a big old hole. Ideally, it's a Bitcoin trading program. It is what it's initially going to be designed for. It's upside down. And it's also supposed to be on zero line.
Question mark.
Yeah, so basically what I got going on here, if I just undo the stuff that I've just done, let's just change that back to this, get rid of that log, flip that around. Okay. There we go. So, no, hold on. So the idea of this is it's for buying and selling things like bitcoins. It works with anything with a graph. Because if you know anything about buying and trading stocks and all that sort of junk, you buy low and you sell high. It's as simple as it gets. The problem is figuring out whether or not it's currently low or high. So this program just runs with whatever data. It doesn't really do any predicting. It just follows. It's hard to explain without it. It technically doesn't do any predicting, but if I explain it, it makes it sound like it does. But yeah, basically, you've got this red line and you've got this green line. If the red line intersects the white line, or crosses the white line, then it sells. And if the green line crosses the white line, then it buys. And the other green and red line is just when it was last buying and selling. So I'm saying initially here I bought something, and then it's tried to sell here, but it doesn't have anything to sell, so nothing happened. Then it was going to sell on the next Okay, no. Yeah, so then this on the next frame would have crossed, so it would have sold, which resets the values, and yeah, just goes up and down. Buying and selling. And then this yellow line down here is supposedly my potential profit. So this is the price of bitcoins from some period in time.
I use an old version of Notepad++, and it's got such a early 2000s feeling, probably because my version is from 2004.
Yeah, the installer I use is the same one I've been using for many, many years. I normally don't update stuff. But anyway, this yellow line is potential profit, so if I put money in at the beginning and didn't touch it until, you know, that point there, it would just be a flat line. So ideally, this going up means my program is making more money, potentially, than I would have gotten if I did nothing. That's the general idea. So, you know, if it goes under this white line, I've got negative monies lost.
Cool.
Yeah, I built this once ages ago, but it just destroyed me. And I stopped coding for a while, and I did start other stuff. Now I'm coming back to it again, because I had a guy on Facebook who ended up, he put like $10,000 into Ethereum, and now he's got like $500,000 out of it in like a month. So I'm like, I sort of want a part of that, but I don't want to take the risks that he takes. He only takes it because he's done this many times before, and he's made just buckets of money out of his stuff. So yeah, he's got no problems. Anyway, and I can't figure out, the one that I built before had lots of problems. I was just coding it as I needed to at the time, so it was just crazy spaghetti code. And then something went wrong, which meant all my graphs were displaying the wrong numbers, which you don't want if you're trading money. So that meant everything could be wrong, and I didn't know what would be, what was.
Buckets is the wrong term. You should use the term tons.
I don't know. I mean, it would be literally buckets. Tons of money. Buckets. Whatever. Buckets of money sounds crazier. Because it's crazy amounts of money. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what was going wrong with my graph, so I'm just coding it again from the ground up, hopefully in a better way this time. Which so far it feels like it is, but it also works a whole lot less, and I think the yellow line doesn't work. Not quite sure why, but how could I be going so wrong with that? But that's what it seems to be doing. It seems to be wrong. Not sure how I can test it either. But yeah, the scales are all different. Actually, no, I think the scales... No, yeah, this thing's done in percentages times a bajillion numbers. I don't know what it is. Just shoved a few extra zeros on it, so actually display more than a few pixels. Well, 100% would have been 1 pixel, but anyway.
Attack copter. Technically, buckets at the right term. How you put the buckets up and it wouldn't weigh tons.
Well, I mean, that entirely depends on the currency too. I mean, if you're using like... I was looking at Vietnam money the other day, and it's like $20 US in Vietnam money, which I think is called... What was it called? Like roots or something. I don't know, it's a weird term. But you just add like 7 zeros on the end of the number. Like, why do they have so many zeros? And you see like the different notes that they have, and it's just like so many of them.
This is the best thing to argue at.
Yeah.
Ever.
Buckets of money would have been massive amounts for them, you know. A ton of money is just your average, you know, that's just what you got in your back pocket, you know. Need multiple belts to keep your pants up.
Lol.
Yeah. Currency's weird. Anywho, what was it on? So that's supposed to be that, and then this is this, but then it goes negative because why? I mean, that's not a negative number, this should be a positive number.
Mono, my urge to buy anime figurines that can't be fueled is getting so large that I started making DIY versions out of clay.
Yeah, I got a friend who's got a 3D printer, and he's printing, Incredible... Mr. Incredible was the last one he printed, although he did actually model it, the whole thing himself. I was very surprised. It, from the low quality camera, looked like an actual, like a scan of a toy or something, but no, he actually made it himself. Make your own bootleg figurines. Anyway, what am I doing? Why is this negative? Oh, because, well, no, it's just too big of a number.
Mono, modeling anime girls in Blender ain't that bad.
Yep.
You've done it.
Okay. I mean, that's just modeling in general, if you could do it in Blender. And if it looks any good, you can get a job from that. Normal divided by equals the string length. What does that do? Hey, there we go.
Mono, I just thought of something I can do.
Ah, there we go. This is what I want to see. Now I can exaggerate this. So VA last equals that minus this times, I don't know, 20. There we go. Much easier to see these little peaks and valleys. So now my graphing will be hitting a whole lot more of them. Okay. Let's leave it to run for a bit, see what it looks like.
I could use the school 3D printer to print a model of a figurine I made.
It's crazy how school's got 3D printers and stuff now. Okay, I feel like I should be displaying a second graph here. I'll have to mess with what I'm averaging. How much I'm averaging. But yeah, this looks great. Yeah, so rather than doing this, I should instead set all of this stuff back and add a new one of this. Whatever. So that equals that, and that. Oh, I could just say that. That equals that. Now that could go through here, we can have everything go just as it was before. Then we can add an extra thing in here.
Mono, it's not really something you can just use whenever you have to have a good reason with a school project behind it.
Oh, okay. Well, I would imagine, as long as it's not all booked out, like any reason to use it would be a reason to use it. I mean, you're gaining practice for a potential job in manufacturing. 3D art. Yeah. I mean, you're gaining skills that could be used in a job or a career. Should I just have it white? Let's just have it white. So that should do the same thing, but keep my old one up there too. Nope. Cat. Cat wants some food. Ugh. There we go. And my old one's still up there too. God, the big old spike there, isn't it? Okay, so now I need my red line to be down here as well. I think I've exaggerated that maybe a little too much. Oh yeah. Let me just give the cat some food. Be right back.
Mono, project of next year making an algorithm for the stock market on T84 graphing calculator.
But why can't I hear things right now? Oh, there it is. No? Oh, okay.
Mono, because you're deaf.
Yeah, that was weird. I couldn't hear it, but it was playing like... showing on my volume graph thingy like it was loud. I just don't have it up that loud. Okay, so now we're gonna get the red line to be down here and do the wibbly bobbly stuff. So basically I'd want the red line to be going with this graph instead of the whatever, so we need it to be going with the averaged one. Oh no. Well, no. So I should basically just have to do that. Everything's just set to this variable. Job done? What does that do? Alright, that's looking good. I don't know why my yellow line's all the heck way down there though. Alright. So we've got some scaling issues.
Mono,
Why does it
it sucks that all PC parts have basically increased in price because of the virus.
Yeah. Well, I imagine tech might get better soon, a bit faster, because I'm imagining there's a whole lot of people who have been getting into computers and stuff while this is happening. Like, sales for computers and tech parts would have just gone up. So, a lot more supply, a lot less demand. I mean, a lot more demand, a lot less supply. Why is this getting narrower? Is there a reason for this? Like, it seems to start off fine. Is it the probing? Is it just because when it starts off it's not actually anywhere near good enough? Yes, because this is an average price, not an actual value price, so this is more of a distance rather than a value, as it was before. Because it was offsetting by a value. So as this goes up more, the value is... no. I'm giving it down.
Mono, what happens when a lot of people want to buy something and the factories can't function at full capacity because they can't have all their staff there?
Yeah. But I mean, most electronic stuff is all automated processes and things. I imagine there's relatively minimal staff. Something's going wrong with the weighting. Because the weighting might have something to do with last. Is it the weighting? Yeah. High, low, sell, buy. Because this has got to do with last. Which is now not this, but is this, but isn't this. I mean, it is what it is, but it isn't this. But is it? High...
Mono. 2 months is how long I'm willing to wait, and after that I'll just build it.
Okay. Well, the longer you wait, the better things will get, so... Best time to get a computer is when you need it. Do you need it, or do you just want it? What am I doing? Okay, so that's where it would be if it was to buy or sell, but then if it buys, no, what?
Mono, my current thing lags at RuneScape.
Oh, damn. Well, no wonder you're using your calculator. It's probably more powerful. Run RuneScape on your calculator. Yep. I imagine anything's going to be an upgrade then. That's fine with my computer. Like, my old computer before this one was so damn weak. Like, this computer is 10 to 100 times more powerful in every way. And I bought this thing back in, like, 2010 or something. 2011? 2012? 2012. 2030? 2012. 2011? I can remember the mental image I had of the calendar of when I was ordering, or when I was looking for the parts, and it was about a little bit before halfway through the year, after about half a year of searching for it, but I don't remember what year. I want to say it was 2012. I think it was 2012 I got this computer. So, yeah. And it's, well, still pretty damn decent. The only thing that's been changed is a new graphics card. And more RAM. It's worked exactly how I designed it to be. What the heck am I doing? It's because this stuff's to do with last. Because last is now the average thing. High, low, sell, buy. Why is this getting squished?
Mono, my new PC will probably be 8 times as powerful as my current one.
What is this? What is that? How much money do I got? Negative. Oh. Well, there's your problem. So it's trying to buy and sell, but it can't do either because we're out of money. Where'd all the money go? Assuming something's gone wrong with here. Buy amount should still be working. It should still be okay. The return order? Last. Ah, here we are. Yeah, you don't want to be the averaged one. Yeah. We need to do this. So last is last, average is average. This stuff would be last. Technically, but no. We're gonna have that as average. And just all of this is that. Okay, this is looking better. Yeah, this should be a drop, not a spike. And hey, the line's just going up. That's better than it was doing before. Excuse me. It's starting to go down a bit there. Now it's leveled out. I'm assuming we've got fund problems.
Mono, I haven't made a big purchase for almost a year now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't remember anything. I guess the computer is the only big purchase I've ever made, really. Still gambling. But even then, that wasn't really big. This computer was like $3,000 when I got it, I think. Before that, the biggest purchase would be $1,000 for my PlayStation 3 when that came out. And after that, I don't even know. Subway. Oh wait, no. I got a screen and I got a drawing tablet. Those would be my big purchases. Like 600 for one and 300 for the other or something. Oh, that's looking good. If that was a thing that was working. Because I feel like this should be a drop because we just sold a whole heap, but then it increased as I was selling. So it should be an increase at this point. Well, I guess I kept doing it, and I kept selling while it was the highest, but it stayed up high. So this selling should be a decrease. Maybe. And we seem to be missing a whole lot of this. It looks like it ran out of money. Alright. I'm not quite sure how much of that is a gain. It's not really that much Bitcoin. And, yeah, I don't have it buying all. It's buying and selling the very minimal amount right now. So this is like base level. Okay, so what should I check next? This graph height definitely needs to be higher. Not sure how high. I need to make the live changing edit things to adjust.
I'm out. The minimum you'll spend on the PC only will be around 2,500 and max 3,300.
Yeah, sounds like it'll be a pretty top range computer. You can save a whole heck of a lot of money if you just don't get the best of the best graphics card. As I say, I ordered my computer by CPU, the best CPU that I could get, whatever motherboard required for it, or the best version of whatever motherboard, which could handle the most amount of pros to cons sort of things. So I could have three graphics cards running at full power in my motherboard, and the fourth one would make the second one go slower, or the third one go slower. Which no other motherboard on the market could do that at that time. All of the rest of them, you could, if you had 4 graphics cards, then all but one of them would go at full speed. So no, all of them would be less. Yeah. So you basically only had 2 full power, or 4, but they're all half power. Where my one was 3 full power and 4 is 2 full, 2 half. Yeah. Damn it. The cat snuck out of the house a while ago. Now she's been very agitated. She wants to go out again. But not in the city. She still gets angry people walking past the window. There's no way I'm gonna let her out. Oh boy. Got a big old drop. Interesting. Okay, what next? So, what am I doing? Yeah, how could I test this yellow line of potential profits? How do I test this? I like it how it jumped up a whole lot. But then...
No, I kinda want a DIY anime figure RN and then I realize it's 2:32 and I have to wake at 6.
Just not sleep. I mean, if you're gonna go to bed, you should go to bed right this very moment, immediately switch off the stream and go. Otherwise, you know, if you're up anyway. What am I doing? How do I test the yellow bar? I would test it by... so it's supposed to be... I have the amount of money that I initially started with, and I what with that money? Oh yeah, so Oh, that's where the graph's going wrong. So the amount of money I initially started with and the price the coin was at when I initially had it, I've had the entire thing in at that time. So it's basically what's the relative difference between that value and the value wherever else. Or the value at any point. And I just gotta minus that. Okay. Which is something I had done. I just said this. So that's my start Bitcoin value. So basically I need to say start money, no. I need to say the start value. No. Come on.
Mono, I didn't sleep yesterday 2 days in a row with school, maybe a bit in much, even my amount of coffee isn't enough for a school day until 16:30.
I feel like you should just go to sleep then. Good night. Yeah, I'm just playing with the cat for a bit. She just sort of stuck out a bit again. Kicked herself in the face.
Mono, and he just had coffee.
Why did you just have coffee? You think that's maybe why you have some sleep troubles? You got a friend who does that. He drinks energy drinks late at night and is like, oh, I can't sleep. It's like, well, I wonder why. He's got all sorts of sleeping problems. But he literally has napping written into his contract for work. So he's got no reason to complain. He's always going on about how bad it is. It was his birthday the other day. And he was complaining because the boss is making him work on his birthday, but nobody else has to work, and stuff like that. He was like threatening to leave, and he was getting so angry, and he wanted to write like a resume thingy for like other places, and all this other stuff. And he was like so angry.
For long periods of time.
Yeah, that's what is the point of the energy drinks. Caffeine. Try stop having caffeine and things, see if that helps. Go on a detox. It'll take you a while though. As I say, generic stuff. Exercise, get sunlight, don't drink energy drinks. The screens late at night thing I think is irrelevant. It's more like, don't do mentally, stimulating stuff at night time. Otherwise you won't want to sleep. But yeah, my friend was getting all angry about that stuff. And I'm like, tell me exactly what the boss told you.
Sleep, he'll sleep like 3 or 4 hours max.
What? Yeah. That's basically what he does as well. That's why he has napping bit written into his contract and stuff. He just sleeps throughout the day and stuff for a couple of hours. But he always wakes up really tired. I'm like, well, why did you wake up then? You could have just rolled over and went back to sleep. He's like, no, it's time to work now. Anyway. So yeah, he was getting really angry about all that stuff, and I asked him to like read out exactly what his boss wrote for him. It's like, oh, you can work if you want, not you have to work. So his boss was just saying, like, feel free to work. You don't have to though. And so yeah, there was no reason for him to getting all angry like that about it. And then on top of that, he wasn't even doing the work anyway. He was doing his own things while complaining about how his boss said he had to work. It's like, he weren't even working. He didn't even have to work. And it's like, ugh. He was getting so angry about it though, like, it sounded like he was literally preparing to just quit right then and there. Just over a misunderstanding. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Waving my head around. Anyway, fun times. Go to sleep. A delicious stick of brioche. Nom 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 nom. God, these things are delicious. Okay. So yeah, it would be, where do I look for this game? It's not this. It's, it's how much money I currently have, how much I have in Bitcoin transferred out to money.
Mono, don't you think it's a good deal a anime figurine for 75 cents or 1.20 in your currency?
Well, it depends on how good the figurine is. What character is, all that sort of junk. I mean, at that sort of price, what are you even getting? I'm just imagining some, like, what do they call those things? Like a Popo figure or whatever they're called. So there's really, really, really ugly looking things that people only get for presents. Like just a cube head. They're all exactly the same model with just a different paint job.
It's trash, but I have to learn to DIY things I do.
Yep. I mean, that's how you make the monies. I mean, you get good at modeling stuff like that, get a hand down in printing, you could branch out and do some cosplay stuff. Like, cosplayers will just pay buckets of money as well with stuff. I got a friend who does that, he's all big in the cosplay community at the moment. And, yeah, he's just got like a ton of 3D printers now.
I literally make them from cheap clay.
Oh, okay. Clay. Interesting. But yeah, he's just 3D printing, like, started off small cosmetics and stuff like that for people's cosplay costumes. So if they require some sort of a thing, he's like, oh yeah, I can print out that little thing for you, that little detail. And you can just paint it, because, you know, cosplay people are big into DIY stuff, so you could just send them a rough thing and they'll do the rest, or you could do the rest and they'll pay you a whole heck of a lot more. They're always tied on deadlines, so they're willing to just toss money at you to get something done, like last minute sort of things. Gotta be reliable though. But I mean, you don't sleep, so you got plenty of time to help. And yeah, he does like full-size swords and stuff like that now as well. Full-sized helmets, all that sort of junk. Prints it out many parts over all these different printers that he uses at the same time. Yeah. You get some amount of money by doing all that.
Mono, you should have seen the look on the cashier's face when I bought 5 kilograms of clay and a bunch of knives.
Why knives? I gotta only be like confusion. What would these two objects have in common? Clay and knives. You cut up the clay? That'd be bad for the knives. Like kitchen knives? Hunting knives? Or like claywork knives? Okay, so that's how much money I currently have. And instead of minusing this...
Mono, no, just woodworking knives.
Woodworking knives, okay. So we want to get our starting amount of money converted into Bitcoin, which we do divided by Bitcoin, divided by start amount. And then we want to times by the current amount. And I think that should be the correct yellow line. Whoa.
Mono, I cut clay with them because of that they are rusty AF already.
Yeah. With wood carving knives. Okay. There we go. So I was expecting that up to be a massive drop, so now it's a massive drop. Ow! Damn it, kitty! Go away! Yowling at me coming over from Pat and just clawing my hand apart. Ah. It's the third time she's done that to me today. What? Is it going to get up to a positive again? That's the question. Oh, it's actually pretty close. I definitely need to remove some zeros from this thing. So yeah, if I put all my money into the Bitcoin at the beginning, and then back out at the current price, that's how much I'd have. And how much I have in total currently, so yeah, that's how much I have from Bitcoin to dollar, from dollar to Bitcoin back to dollar, and then from dollar and Bitcoin to dollar. And maybe that's enough. There we go, looks okay. So yeah, big spike drops it down a whole lot, which was to be expected. So when this is going up, this should be slightly less likely to go down. Yeah, when it's going down, this should be going up. And when it goes, yeah. So when it goes down slightly, I want this to be going up a lot. And then when it goes up a little bit, I'd like it to be flat. Up a lot, I'd like it to also still be flat. Up a cliff, well, I can't really account for that.
Mono, I wanna learn wood carving too. I just think it would be cool. My grandpa used to make models out of wood as his hobby, but he was like really flipping good at it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, well, imagine if all the time you had spent converting or translating things, you spent wood carving, you know? All the time you spent playing games was instead wood carving. That's how he probably got so good at it. Anyway, this is looking great. Now it's just a matter of fine-tuning values, so can I have this all happen immediately at once without having to tick through it all? So to do that, I would need the whole thing to be resettable, and for the update to happen immediately. Or near enough. So I should be able to have it update basically immediately by shoving this thing into just a loop. So it does it a bajillion times. But the loop will only work if it's not doing live stuff, otherwise we'll have a problem. Which is why, well, it should be fine. The timer, where am I going? Timer things will fix that. But yeah, you see people carve it out of wood, it's crazy. Like, I wonder how you learn how to be good at that. Like, if you use ZBrush, like when you upgrade your computer, you could use ZBrush pretty easily.
I'd love to see him make some wood anime titties.
I'm just imagining what that request would be like to your granddad. Like, I feel like there's a 50-50 chance, depending on what your family is like, that he might just say, yeah, let's do this, you know? It's an experience. You know, if as long as you're showing interest and things like that, you know? It's a hobby, you know, it's a skill you're wanting to improve in, then he might just say yes. Yeah, you always see it like... No, what was I saying? Yeah, you always see it in anime and stuff, people carving little birds and stuff when you're traveling. Or used to anyway, you don't see that very often anymore. I guess because it sucks to have to draw it. But yeah, people who get into 3D modeling and stuff like that, character designers and stuff, they usually use ZBrush, or ZBrush, depending on how you want to say it. And yeah, usually the advice you get when you want to start out on that...
My grandpa was not in a state where he could have done that already before I was born.
What? Wait, he was not in a state where he could have done that already. So he wasn't that good back then? Eh, whatever. But yeah, it's boosted by a whole lifetime worth of other skills. But yeah, when you do ZBrush, 3D modeling on the computer and stuff like that, usually your advice for helping get better is to use clay and stuff like that. Which the skill also transfers the other way. People who get really good at 3D modeling on a computer can then go into real-world clay and, you know, you got better visual perception-y stuff. You know, you can visualize the 3D model in your head and then, you know, just like drawing, and then just dig it out of the clay. So, yeah. I imagine clay would be easier to get into than the wood stuff, because you can put stuff back onto the clay. It's you can add and subtract, but wood carving is just subtracting, just destructive. You can't add it back in again. I mean, I guess you could with some glue and stuff, but yeah. But chalk is another good thing. Rather than using wood, you can use chalk. I'm sure there's probably reasonable. You could use clay as well, actually. But I'm pretty sure there would be some sort of a material around.
My grandpa wasn't healthy anymore, and that was already the case before I was born.
Oh, okay. So he had the skills, he just wasn't able anymore. Damn. But yeah, you could just model stuff out of clay, like a base model, and then carve away at it. You have an idea of what the interior structure of the clay would be like as well, because you built it, you know. You'll know if it has probably got a defect or a problem at some point, which you wouldn't have an idea of with wood. Like tree knots and stuff make it harder, you know, you gotta work around certain structures within the wood, or other material, stone and stuff. But I'm pretty sure there must be some sort of a material that you can build sort of like a clay, and then carve away at, and then reuse. So, that'd be great.
Oh no, my clay is so trash it would crack at once.
Yeah. I don't know. I was gonna go on to something else then, but I forgot. Something about the whole building and adding, subtracting. No. Nope, I've forgotten. I don't know. Oh, wait, yeah, oh yeah, no, nah. It was just a story about my granddad. My granddad's got dementia at the moment. He's been getting progressively worse for the last couple of years. So, it was, like, the beginning of last year, it was becoming a noticeable problem. And we all saw him at Christmas. He was getting pretty bad. Now he doesn't talk anymore, because he can't get the words out. Conversations go a bit weird. And, yeah, it just stresses him out and things, so he just sort of sits there in the background, just sort of smiling and laughing. Like, it seems like he's happy, but I know it's that happy, confused thing. He's like, you got no real clue what's going on anymore, and he's just sort of going with it, sort of confused, like, sort of happy. He's just going with the flow, and that's all he can really do. It's a real strain on my grandma at the moment. Yeah. And I currently went for a holiday back to my granddad's birthplace, and oh, I'm not actually sure which family it was. I think it was my granddad's parents. Yeah. They saw the grave of my granddad's parents, which was a pretty damn fancy grave. It was like this big old slab of granite or whatever. It had like fancy stuff around it. It was a proper big grave site. I was expecting just a normal tombstone, like every other grave of everyone else I know. Yeah, it's crazy. They look really weird. It had photos of them on the sides of the grave, and they look so funny. Like, they got weird jaw lines and stuff. It's like Italian heritage stuff. My grandparents are more normal looking, but maybe I'm just biased. Yeah. Fun times. So apparently he's just been reminiscing about stuff. He's obsessed with recording things. I always say, like, he's just got tons and tons, like terabytes and terabytes of hard drives of recordings of every detail of life that's happened since, like, you could do that stuff. Like, the earliest recordings is him with like an old school film camera back in the days before plastic was a thing, so it was a big metal thing you had to lug around, and you crank the handle and the film goes by and records stuff. So it's one of those types of things, and then it goes through like the technology as it goes from, like, you know, that to film to digital.
95 years now.
Yeah, they're around that too. Relatively healthy, other than, you know, the dementia. About 2 years ago, I think, they had to stop doing their Australia-wide trips. So they had been traveling around Australia every single year. Yeah, but they can't do it anymore. And now definitely can't, so they're on their way. But, you know, you can't really complain when you live that long, you know. It's a long, relatively happy life, I assume. many, many children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. I'm not sure if they have great-great-grandchildren. Probably. It's a longer generation family. Like, on my dad's side, the generations are a lot shorter. Like, I knew my great-great-grandmother on my dad's side. No, wait, hang on. Great. So you got your mum, your grandma, and your great-grandma. So no, it was just the great-grandma. I think No, it was just a great-grandma. But she was a great-great-grandma before she died. Yeah, so her kids' kids had kids. Yeah, it's just insane living in those sort of ages. But hey, both sides of my families lived into the 90s. I would not be surprised if my grandma lived to 100.
I became an uncle at like 11 years old.
Yeah, same. I got this weird thing with my cousins on my dad's side. I got this one cousin which I always thought was an uncle, but he wasn't. But he is so much older than his other brothers and sisters. Like, he's got like 10 years on top of the other guys. It's crazy. Almost 10 years. He's so much older. I never realized that they were all related. They were all brothers and sisters. Anyway. Fun times. You can only wonder what the world would be like when I'm old. Old like that. Because I said, like, back in the days of my grandparents, like, you see the old films and there isn't plastic. Like, they have a thing of, before my mum was born, my mum's sister and brother, playing in the ocean with a tin boat, or a steel boat even, I don't know, it was a metal boat, that they were, like, dragging behind on a rope. It's just, like, running backwards and forwards and it's going through the water.
I'll be surprised if I reach the 70 TS.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if you live like 50s from what you say. Yeah, apparently sleep problems do a big number on how long you live for, so I'm probably not looking so great either. Especially since the headache I've had for the last 3 days, I think that was because of staying up too late every day, which is rather annoying. It's not a thing I could just stop. Anyway. But yeah, it's crazy seeing those times. Like, the videos without sound, because they didn't have sound back then that they could record with.
I'll probably have a heart attack at age 20.
Yeah. And, yeah, they're looking over landscapes which are now cities, but they were just fields back then with just a few little houses and stuff. Now they're like big metropolis city thingies, you know, in the center of it with nothing but houses for miles in all directions, but none of that was there back then. It's crazy. So what would the world look like when I'm that age? Hopefully it'll be on other planets. I think next year is the plan for NASA to start doing some more stuff with the moon. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, doing moon stuff. Because you've got to set up a colony on the moon before you can set up a colony on Mars, you know. So, yep. I wonder if there'll be like a flyby of Mars, like a manned flyby, before going out there to set up a colony. I imagine there probably would be. Just to see what it's like, the psychology of a person, just to go out there in the first place. See if there's any unforeseen things before they send out actual colony stuff. And, you know, hopefully fusion power gets solved at some sort of a point. You know, it's getting better and better with each year. It's always 10 years away, but every 10 years it's dramatically better than it was the 10 years before. Because fusion power is supposedly what will accelerate space stuff.
Oh no, they're sending a couple there to just go there and die.
Nah, that stuff never happened. That was never going to be a thing. It was just dumb. I mean, But yeah, all of that stuff fell apart. I know like a few YouTubers and stuff trying to get on that, like Cody's Lab. He was trying to get in on that. But now all of that sort of stuff just fell apart. They wanted to do like a TV broadcasting thing of it or whatever, didn't they? But nah, that stuff was never gonna happen. Technology's nowhere near good enough. Like, you can't even have proper, like, out of the, whatever thing influenced the Earth, like the protection of that deep space, like, stuff. Because, well, not deep space, but space stuff. Like the International Space Station is still shielded by the Earth's, whatever you call it, influence. So they don't get as much as radiation and all that sort of stuff. They still get it, but absolutely nowhere near as much as you would on the moon. All that sort of stuff. And then there's even less, like, if you go out to Mars, because the moon's even still within some of the influences of the Earth. I think the moon and the Earth share a nitrogen atmosphere. Or hydrogen? I want to say nitrogen. But it would be hydrogen. Because it'd be further away, I would think. I don't know. Yeah, one really great lot of videos is, yeah, this guy. Isaac Arthur. This guy does amazing videos on this stuff. It's been so annoying. I want to watch it, but they're so damn distracting, and it just makes me want to make games. But he was talking about, like, colonizing the sun, which was pretty cool in the last one I watched. Like, you could literally colonize the sun with today's technology in a way. But he was talking about, like, future-y sort of technology. All the stuff he talks about is stuff using actual science that we have today, or near science stuff, whatever it's called. Like, science we can reach with today's science. Like, you know, if everything keeps going, it should be fine. There's no hidden variables and stuff. It's just a matter of figuring out details. Unlike stuff like, you know, antimatter propulsion engines and stuff. Like, that's not a thing he talks about.
For external cleaning of the sun colony.
Yeah.
Well, no, there is a place on Earth a hell of a lot hotter than the sun.
Yeah. Or the surface of the sun, or the sun itself, I don't know. But yeah, he talked about stuff which I never really thought about. Like, the sun is not solid as much as you think it is. Like, you could be within what you think of the sun, and it's just a big old gas bubble. Like, you know, ignoring the heat. Like you were saying, a red giant sun? Ignoring the heat, you could fly a spaceship straight through it. It's just literally a big old ball of gas. Where our sun's got more of a core to it, so you wouldn't be able to fly through it. But you could go quite deep into it with certain technologies, like a shiny enough mirror that reflects all wavelengths of light. Then you could technically go inside it. You could build like a whatever you call it, a big old ring around it. A Dyson sphere sort of style thing, but you could have, instead of a Dyson sphere, it's just a ring. Obviously, you could do the Dyson sphere stuff.
Experimental nuclear fusion reactor.
Yeah. But yeah, you could live on the inside of the sun, although there wouldn't be much of a reason to. But the whole point of it would be the sun. Like, the sun contains like 99% of the material in the solar system. So if you combined all of the matter of like all of the planets, moons, and asteroid belts, they're only like a fraction of what's in the sun. So you could, there's like ways you can mine the sun for its raw materials, siphoning it all off and stuff. And also it produces bajillions of like just massive amounts of power. So you could use it to power particle accelerators to combine elements you scoop off it into like heavier elements and stuff that usually wouldn't happen unless the sun exploded or whatever. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. Space lasers is another thing. You could set up like a whole lot of like the sun itself can be turned into a laser. So like literally you just put two mirrors and light bouncing between the two mirrors at just the right angle, so it just bounces backwards and forwards, would create a laser. And then you could direct that, or have many of them around the sun, and you could use a laser propulsion for spaceships.
I just remembered a kid that read that the sun is the hottest place on Earth in middle school.
Okay. The sun is the hottest place on Earth. I imagine if it was on Earth, it would be pretty damn hot. But yeah, you shine a big old laser at a spaceship with a special type of thing, and the laser will push the spaceship forward. Laser propulsion. So
Yellow tide. Not like this.
yeah, you could have a whole lot of those around. So you'd have like these relay points throughout the solar system and between galaxies and stuff. Well, not galaxies, between systems. So you could, you know, bounce the laser from the sun, refining it at each point so it doesn't get too spread out, and then you could use it for accelerating spaceships really, really long distances. And he was saying, like, you know, with enough technology, you could like send a spaceship out to a distant sun and have it build one of these laser arrays, so then you can send out a ship powered by the sun behind, and then when it gets close enough to the next sun, it would be slowed down by that sun, so you can do inter-system traveling and spaceships and stuff, and it would be a heck a lot more efficient than anything else, because you don't have to carry your fuel with you. Like 99% of a spaceship is just fuel, basically. So if you don't have that, then it's unbelievably more efficient than anything else. And yeah, as long as you built it powerful enough, you could have that 1G acceleration. I'm not sure what the acceleration would be, but you're accelerating the whole time by a constant amount, basically. I don't know, he talks about the whole lot in his series. It's really, really great. And there's a whole heck of a lot of them. And this is just the Outward Bound series. Looking away stuff. Talks about everything. Colonizing all of the planets. All the fun stuff you can do with that. Also, hello, the other side. Feel free to ask questions if you want to know what's going on. So what the heck what was I doing? I've completely forgotten what I was doing. Oh yeah, I was going to see if I could make everything happen immediately. Oh boy.
Mono, there is a place on Earth that reaches 15,000 degrees Celsius.
That ass. Yeah, fusion reactors is the key to a whole lot of space travel.
15 million.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember. He said something or other about how with today's technology we could technically build a laser, as it's called. We could build a laser on the sun, or around the sun, that uses the sun for the laser and the power and everything. Like, that is within current technology. Like, that is actually really feasible. What you would do with it, don't know, but, you know, you could technically build it and beam a laser of energy back to Earth if you wanted to. Yeah. I mean, it's a heck of a lot more efficient than solar panels, because solar panels are going to transfer that stuff into chemical energy or whatever and then back out again to drive classical lasers. It also requires you having massive amounts of material to do the lasing, as it's called. You know, like you have ruby lasers and all that sort of stuff, which literally have a chunk of ruby. And as far as I know, the way it works is you shine a light into a ruby, and it will basically excite the particles within it, which will then release light. So it absorbs the light, and then re-releases it once it has enough energy as a uniform wavelength of light. And then that uniform wavelength of light will now accelerate more stuff, because there's more light in there, and it just goes backwards and forwards. But it has like a whole lot of quantum whatever-y stuff, so it can't re-excite the same particle that it just went through, or the same atom that it was released from can't be re-excited with the same light, apparently. I don't know. Yeah, so you shine in a certain amount of light and it just basically builds up, charging it. And then eventually releases it, but it's all a single wavelength, so it orders the light, and blah blah blah. Have a laser. Yep. Also gives off a whole lot of heat. I don't know. Damn it, what am I doing? What time is it?
Mono, I'm remembering a manga where aliens use humans as livestock.
Okay. Yeah, it's I keep seeing this. Damn, you're making me rant so much. This post on Facebook that was about like it keeps going around about how the sheeple, you need to wake up, the virus isn't real, sort of a thing, and it has a whole lot of people in a concert, and all of the people are within like fenced-in areas where there's a table and a fence around the table, and all of those areas are a distance away, so people don't like less chance of getting sick, which is sort of funny because you have that many people. Like, anyway, yeah, and people are like, oh, sheeple and stuff, and I'm just like, like, they're saying that these people are dumb for following the rules and actually, being productive in a way, and I'm like, this is the opposite of what should be happening. These people are actually trying, they're doing stuff. They're not. It's not anarchy, This is great, really. People can work together, and do stuff. Just random strangers and stuff. Anyway, but yeah, I was like, oh, look at these dumb people, and I had like booth things in a restaurant or cafe or whatever. So how you sit and it's like an enclosed area against a wall with seats either side and a table in the middle. It's like, oh, look at these sheeple sitting at these things, and it's like, oh, look at these dumb ants, and it was like a highway view of people driving their cars along roads which you're confined to and everybody stays within. And it's like, oh, look at these dumb humans, and it was like the Earth. You're all constrained on there, nobody's leaving. You think you're like, they don't even know they're imprisoned.
Mono, wanna throw some shrimps on the barbie?
Shrimp on a barbie. Crikey. Blooming onion. Which is not a thing in Australia. Yeah, anyway, basically I said, like, he was saying about how we're all just slaves. I'm like, yes, we're all just livestock for our, whatever. We're all livestock for our bacteria overlords that are constantly consuming us as we live. Like, all the bacteria on you is eating you constantly. You're just our livestock. You're just there to give them nourishment. One day you will die and they'll consume you entirely. Yep. There's a whole heck of a lot more of them than there are of you. So yeah, having this thing go all the time. I just want to whack this thing through a loop, I think. So ideally it shouldn't go until that happens. Does this have a delay? It doesn't have a delay at all if I do it that way, so I should just be able to loop this. Wait.
Mono, I was a level 100 Grandmaster at social distancing right from the start.
Yeah. All of the people that everyone used to like hate on, all of the shut-ins and things like that are now the model citizen of 2020. What am I looking for? We want the requests. The update requests. Where the world is that at? It's happening here. Hang on, what? Oh yeah, because the update request is within its own loop, isn't it? Yes. And that way I could put the timer through it, because it loops as required. Okay.
Mono, did you hear about the Saban in Australia?
Nope. SAO banned? What? They banned SAO? So I need to combine these together so I can just loop the one thing. That's what I need to do. So I should be able to just literally have this in here. And then remove that. So it's this. So we've got a request to update, which we don't. Oh wait, no, because it has a this going through, but it doesn't need that anymore. So we've got a frame +1, which means we need to know what the frame is. Data and index. Unless I just completely forget about the frame thing for now and I'll add it back in later, because that could just be stored as a global variable. Yeah, so I could get rid of that, get rid of this. Let's just store it in here, I guess. Yeah. I mean, technically, whatever. Let's just say frame. I don't know if I spelled it right. I did just not erase something, didn't I? I think I did. And then you should just understand all of that. This is no longer a thing we need to put through. And that's not technically how this works anymore. Which means it's going to be bypassing this thing. I feel like I should remove something here in case I accidentally spam it.
Yet, though.
What? Why? What is it? Is this that internet thing that Google keeps telling me about whenever I'm on Google? It's like, oh, YouTube's in danger. The Australian government's gonna go, no. Private internet information could be at risk. As if people don't constantly use proxies. Really should probably get me a proxy thingy at some point. I don't know why, I just feel like I should get one. I mean, what are they gonna do with the damn information? And you don't escape that, your information just goes to someone else instead. The proxy places have all the same things your internet provider has. You're just giving it to the proxy place instead of your internet provider.
Oh no, our government is very against anime.
Oh yeah, I heard, wait, did I talk about that last time? Kiss Anime is down. Manga's site, well yeah, you were talking about it because your site's gone down, never mind. But no, I haven't heard about that. It's very against anime, you say? If you say so. What the heck am I doing? Okay, I need something better for this, because frame is now not what it actually is. Frame is not based in time anymore. I think I have to get rid of all of this frame stuff. I'm gonna have to completely redo that another way. Yeah. This is all gonna have to be done differently, because if I want it so I can just skip through everything immediately and have it cycle around and reset, so I can easily adjust these variables in real time and see it happening live without having to wait for it to run through the thing every time, then all of this stuff needs to be changed in a way that I could toggle between the two different modes. So I think for now I'm just going to straight up remove it. So if it wants an update, it gets an update. And there's just returns, there's no time delays anymore.
12. Hey you.
Hello! A lot of random people joining today. How does my audio sound?
Mono, one person working in the government was fired because he had a Hatsune Miku figurine at home and it wasn't even a that glued one and they called it child exploitation.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole thing that seems to be going around in the internet today. Hashtag save the children and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I could see that being a thing that's getting blown out of proportion. In a way. Blown out of proportion to something which is sort of, you know, the borderline things are getting a bit blurry. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, that's that whole thing, like, if it's, you know, I guess that's why they're hating on anime and things. I don't know how to phrase this in a way that doesn't sound very bad. Like, in anime, you could have a character who looks like they're young,
Mono.
but is actually
Just
like a
to notify the
3,000-year-old
people anywhere
vampire.
on stick in Dutch.
Yeah. Yeah, that sort of stuff. I mean, does it still count? Because isn't the whole thing, it's like age of consent and things? I don't know. Yeah. Sexualizing characters that appear to be underage with no other information. You know, is that a bad thing or not? That's always the question. I mean, I want to say stuff about it, but I feel like things can be taken out of context. Like, I feel like as long as, like, it's not real, you know, where's the line? Like, art is art. As long as it's not real life things.
Also look a cute bug girl in Messenger.
I don't know. Yeah. Also, what?
Hentai
I don't know what that
art.
is. Yeah. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I've watched so much anime and things, but a character who appears to be underage, but only in terms of looks and not in anything else, that's not, you know, whatever. It's not a real life thing, you know? I mean, when it's appears to be underaged and is also underaged as an art thing, then that's starting to get a bit, you know, over the wrong side of the line. Because the whole thing is the whole age of maturity, age of consent, all that sort of stuff. Like, you know. Whatever. Probably shouldn't talk about it. But yeah, I could see a whole lynch mobbing thing starting to happen from all that sort of stuff again. I have no clue what that is. I don't know. There's exceptions for everything. There'll always be places where things, you know, are on one side or the other, which usually shouldn't be or would be or whatever. I don't know. There was a conversation happening on Facebook the other day about this one group I'm part of, which I think I'm going to have to leave sometime soon, because it used to be interesting stuff. It's called, it's a locked group, not even enter it, but it was called Sensitive Topics. And it was about, like, dumb people doing dumb things, basically. So, like, people who believe in alternate medicines and stuff, and flat earthers, and like everybody there is just having a laugh at things like that. But now it's all become about, you know, pedos and American politics and one other thing. But it's getting too far in the directions that it's actually sort of becoming the things they're trying to not, like, they're going against. You know? I don't know.
Mono, a manga where 12 little girls get thrown into a prison full of child rapists and things like that and have to satisfy them or run for their life to stay alive.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that stuff anymore. Because, like, it's not something that, I don't know. Like, it's so out there that it's not a, I don't know. There's exceptions to everything. Take that whichever direction you think that means. I was just thinking that could probably be the other way that you could think I mean. But no. Like, I feel like that's on the border thing should not be supported, but there could be conditions within it.
It's quite fucking horrible to read.
Yeah, I don't know any information about it, so I can't say one or another. Maybe it's nowhere near as bad as it sounds. Maybe it's a whole lot worse. Anyway, what was I saying? I was trying to take it to a different direction.
It's a lot worse.
Okay. Well, yeah, then maybe that shouldn't be okay. Yeah. I was gonna go somewhere with something. can't remember what I was going to talk about now, though. Something about... I don't know. Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was talking about a trans stuff. That was the other thing it's going on about lately a lot. There was this trans kid that was taken at gunpoint from the hospital by her grandmother.
Oh, no. Let's talk about our favorite instant noodles and how to prepare them.
Yeah, it was a girl that was taken from the hospital because she was about to undergo the transgender surgery by her grandmother at gunpoint because the grandmother didn't want her to go under it, it was trans girl. So she's pretty much done everything. She's up to the just gender reassignment surgery, basically. And people were going on about how terrible this is, but from what I understand about that stuff, like, you have to go through a whole lot of different things to be able to do the transgender surgery stuff. Whatever you call it. I'm just distracted. I'm just thinking about what that otaku dude probably would have just gotten from what I was saying before. Really should probably not talk about that, but this is a different thing. So yeah, it's essentially a kid. She's 12 years old, and she's going through the transgender reassignment surgery, but yeah, from what I understand, to get to that point, it's not just a spontaneous decision. It's not like she just woke up one day and was like, hey, let's do surgery.
Female hormone pills have to be swallowed for a very long time.
That was the point that I was trying to make in the conversation. Like, this is years of prep work to get to this point. All of the medication you have to do, all of the psych wards, like psychology analysis stuff, whatever it's called, that you got to do. You got to be seeing multiple different doctors. Each one of them has to write off on your psychological evaluation. That's what it is, psych-eval. To like make sure you're of sound state of mind and stuff, that you know and understand all of the things that's going to happen. You got to go to doctors. They're going to tell you about like all of the details about exactly what the surgery is, the things that could go wrong with it.
Oh no, I know about his shit. I'm a weeb, so girls with dicks are seen on a day-to-day basis.
Well, this is the operation to make that not that. But yeah, I mean, the amount of commitment you're required to have to get to that point, like, all of the people that you know in your life are going to be telling you, what if this is just a phase? What if you grow out of it and decide you don't like it? If there is any doubt in your mind, by the time you get to that table, like, it would have already gone past the point of no return. Like, you would have just stopped it, because you had all the time in the world to stop at that point. Because, like, you know, once you go under the knife, that's a whole different thing than the medication and stuff you're on. That's like permanent, like, surgery. I don't know. I see that as a massive difference to just doing drugs, you know, to change your hormones and things. This is something you really do not come back from. You can't have that thing reattached, but you could technically go through the opposite drugs and stuff to become more the other way around. You probably won't be the same, but, you know, at least all your bits are still there. Maybe a few extra. But yeah, even if you... So supposedly this was a 12-year-old girl, like, sure, you know, kids can't make their own decisions because they don't understand, but if you've been okayed by all of these doctors and things, then, you know, it is possible to be underage, but also have the mental capacity of an adult.
Also don't get a caffeine addiction, also don't smoke.
Yeah. But yeah, there is exceptions of kids being sound minds, you know, they understand things. They're basically an adult while still being underaged. Not yet physically an adult, but they can be mentally, you know. So, I don't know. But, yeah, then that it goes back to the other stuff. So it all depends on what is underage. What is the actual definition?
Age is just a number.
Yeah. I mean, technically, but not really, but it is, but it isn't. If you look at things from a completely unbiased perspective, because people get real damn biased about that stuff, which, you know, whatever, understandable. But I always like to play the devil's advocate sort of a thing. Like, if you literally just took a step back and look at everything exactly how it is from an unbiased view and critically think about stuff, which people should do from anything, from any perspective, which, you know, gets a bit into the grey zones of that sort of stuff, but even if you do, what is the definition of all of that sort of stuff? What does it mean? What is the past history on this? What's the future stuff probably going to be? Then it's not quite as black and white, because literally nothing's black and white. If anything's ever black and white, you've gone wrong somewhere. But there's always exceptions to every rule. But yeah, that stuff becomes really damn fuzzy. Age is technically just a number. Not saying that that makes anything okay. But like, age of consent supposed to be of sound mind and stuff like that. When is you sound of mind enough to be able to legally make these decisions for yourself? But then there's a whole heck of a lot of things people do, which, like, if you're not allowed to make that decision, then there's a whole lot of other decisions you definitely shouldn't be able to make, which people can make. But if you can't make those decisions, why can't you make that decision? All that sort of stuff. I don't know. Yeah. But then there's the physical differences and stuff like that.
Mono.
That's a different thing entirely.
Were dropped for school today.
Oh, nice. Why? Wow. I neither... Well, no, I do condemn. I condemn that stuff. I was gonna say neither confirm nor deny that stuff, but no, it's not alright. It's too complicated of a thing to ever be able to decide whether or not that would be a thing, you know? Because, you know, exceptions are rare. No, just no. Nope. Nope. I have talked well too much about that. What am I doing? Back to work. I got half an hour before I wanted to go. At the end of the day, you don't sleep with people like that. Oh, there's also that other thing, age difference. Because they posted a whole lot of this stuff in that group that I'm probably going to be leaving soon. But they were talking about, like, the different laws of different countries.
What is your favorite instant noodle brand?
Migarain is the Australian one, Australian favorite. Oh, there it goes. I was waiting for that. My hard drive just ran out of space. So this stream is no longer being recorded on my computer. I feel like I should just rant about stuff now rather than actually doing things that isn't going to be recorded. One day I'm going to make a montage of all of my work, like a time lapse of it going through however many years of recordings. Like, the last 10 years of my life in 5 minutes. Isn't that just depressing? Yeah, age difference is a big part of things. Age difference is a weird thing. Like, not talking about that stuff, but just in general. Like, when you are younger, the people that you think are around your age is like the difference between, you know, a couple of months. Then as you get older, it's a couple of years. And then as you get even older, it's like, you know, anyone within 10 years plus or minus, or more so plus than minus, would be in your age group. And it just grows.
Mono, you peasant real man eat raw indomie.
Oh, the chat's not being displayed over here. Anyone now? There it goes. Yeah, I always wonder what that's going to be like when I'm old. Like, am I going to get to a point where it's going to be like, I wonder when you're old, do you notice how much older other people are? Like, when you're 70, does a 90-year-old look old? Or do they look basically the same as you? Like, what's the difference between that sort of age range? Like, I feel like when you're 70, someone who's 90 will only look like a couple of days older. You know, they will probably be older, maybe? But it's not like the difference between when you're 20 looking at a 30-year-old, you know?
Mono, depends on the person.
Well, I mean, it's not the person, this is just a general thing. But yeah, some people can look a heck of a lot younger or older depending on certain things, but yeah. But that's only from a younger perspective. Maybe you don't see that sort of a difference as much when you're older. Like, when you're 80 years old, people with 10 years difference in age look the same. You know? People with like 20 years difference in age look the same. You don't see that difference when they're older than you by that much, or I don't know. It's more easy to see younger in a way. I don't know. But that's half my problem. I don't have enough contact with people in real life, enough interactions to be able to tell ages that well. Which is weird because it still changes. But I don't know. I haven't tried to really calibrate that.
Mono, people can't guess my age.
Yeah, same. But I can't guess people's ages at all. Like, I could be off within like 10 whole years. I wouldn't have a clue. Like, I don't know. But then I see things now and it's weird. Like, I can get older, and I literally do not look at people in real life, but I still see people who were at the age when I last looked at people. I mean, just general, not in any sort of a way. Like, the last time I saw a person, they were that old, and I was this old. And then I see a photo of them at the age they were when I met them, and they look younger. Huh? Nah. But yeah, it's weird. As you get older, you mentally see older people that are close to your age as, you know, your age. Yeah. Like, you can see a picture of somebody when they're like 20 years old or whatever, and then you can age 10 years, you've never seen that person at all that entire time, and then you can see that picture again, and they will look younger than you remember them being. That sort of a thing. Like, that younger than you remember them being thing changes even if you never look at a person the entire time. I have literally gone, like, years without really seeing the face of other humans. Like, other humans that are aging relative to time and things. Like, a movie of a person is just a still image, you know, there's no aging in that. You can watch the movie, they're always the same age in the movie.
Don't age change my mind.
That they don't age, and then they age really quickly and shrink. Yeah, that stuff's weird. Perception of things. And, what's the other one? Perception and, like, thresholds.
Mono, can I say a dark joke?
I don't know. Will it get you banned? Yeah. Man, no. I feel like rather than people being underage and that's the problem, it should be more of a difference between ages that's the problem, in a way. And Canada apparently has laws for that. That's the way Canada views things. But, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah. Like, people can only be older than us. No, I don't know. It's all complicated. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a... haven't done research.
Asian girl last night, she kept on screaming, "I'm too young."
Wow. Wait, implying you're too young or she's too young? I suppose with legal age in Japan it's like 12 or some crazy number. 13? 12? 13? I think it's 13. 12 is somewhere else. And then there's a whole lot of, like Araby sort of countries, whatever that religion is, where they don't even have an age. It's just as long as you're married, and people get married with like 6-year-olds and stuff.
Mono, 13.
Yeah, 13. But even though it is 13, that doesn't mean it's okay. Like, nobody does that, that's not a thing. Just because it's not illegal doesn't mean it's okay.
Arabi is 8.
Yeah. 12 is Hebrew, I think. When you have your coming of age ceremony. I forgot what it's called when you're Hebrew. I think that's when you're 12, and that's technically when you're of age.
Stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, you gotta know. Just in case, you know, you never know. No. Yeah. I feel like those sort of things are only really problems when you're younger, and you know, it's harder to tell those ages because there's not that much difference between your age and their age, sort of a thing. Like if you're just above the legal age or whatever in America or whatever, you can't really tell as much if another person is or isn't. Yeah, as I say, it's a matter of age difference. I find, I think, I feel, I'd say. I'm not sure which one's right. I want to say that. In my mind, but not really. But no, but yes. But what? I don't know. What am I doing? There is only ever grey areas. Everyone's a kid when you're 100 years old, I imagine. Everyone looks underaged. I wonder about that too. Like, as you age, like I feel like you gain new mental things that get unlocked. Like your brain levels up. Like that's sort of half the thing with the underage stuff. Hello, person joined. But there are things you simply could not comprehend. Like it's like that ability within your brain has not been unlocked. And like, I went through a thing of that a while ago, where like all of a sudden there was a new way of thinking about everything. And yeah, it's like I was literally incapable of thinking in that sort of terms before that moment, which sucks because it's not a fun sort of way to think of things. But yeah, like literally if somebody had told me about this thing, exactly about thinking in those sort of ways, those sort of terms, that sort of perspective, there would be no way I could comprehend it until past that point of my life. It's weird. So I wonder how much of that's going to happen as I get older. Like, because those things happen, like a midlife crisis. Your midlife crisis, I'm pretty damn sure, is going to be one of those moments. All of a sudden, your perspective on everything within the world changes.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, you better get out of here. Go to sleep.
Dark joke too.
Oh no. Oh no. Just waiting for it. Yeah, but all I know is you have a quarter-life crisis, a midlife crisis, and I'm wondering if there's more after that, but people don't normally talk about them. All of a sudden your brain just sort of flips over to a brand new state that it's never been on. New pathways, new connections, new abilities. Unlocked. Your intelligence level has leveled up enough. What the heck was I doing? Trying to make this thing go real quick. So yeah, I disable this thing so I don't accidentally spam the server. We need this to go through that. We can't do time delays anymore. So we want all the delays to be going through here, unless it's pause, when's requests update.
In Africa I saw two 11-year-old kids sitting on the street. One was crying. I asked them why, the other said he's in a midlife crisis.
Okay, that one's funny. I like that one better than the last one. Oh, that's a dark one. Yep. Man, what was it on? I remember a guy being like a profound realization he had that no matter how old you are, when you die, you've always lived an entire lifetime. And it was like that was a big profound moment for him, his realization of that. Oh, I spilled water all over me. Yeah, I probably should not have just flicked the water towards my computer case, but anyway. Oh wow. I literally have droplets of water, like, around my computer right now. Yeah, that was a really dumb move. Well, nothing's... magical smoke hasn't come out, so it's all good.
Mono, I have blood on my computer screen.
Congratulations. That's what you get for playing with lives. I can go away. Okay, spam. So we have that thing. We want an update. Request an update. That now no longer is part of a separate loop, so we'll just immediately have an update next time this thing goes around. So we need to double the amount of times this happens. Or I could just do that. And then the decider's gonna go blah blah blah, job done. The only problem here is time. Oh, damn it. How do I do that? Time is going to be the same for everything, so it's just going to be all bunched up.
Mono, I killed so many bugs on it, there are literally stripes of red all over it.
I'm just imagining you hitting your screen now. That's not a good thing to do. Hitting it hard enough to splatter a bug on it.
GN.
Good night. So yeah, what the heck am I doing? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, time is going to be squished. Okay. Yeah, I would advise against that. I'm using date now instead of intervals for moving things around. So perhaps, well, I mean, yes, I'm going to have a toggle, damn it. Okay, so this is definitely going to have a mode, so when the mode is on, instead of date now, it's going to have to be using an interval system. Speed. Instant. However that's spelled. Let's have an instant mode. How do I do that again? And. Or... It's less than that, and instant. Okay, so it should go once. No, hang on. So it would be that, yeah, okay. Okay, so that one can go away. So that and instant not. So if this is not, while I is less than that and that is not, or I is less than 1. So that will be not, which means that will not matter, and it will just be I is less than 1, so it should just go once by default. Okay. Interval. Of course, that's not going to be not a used variable because I didn't even spell it right. Interval. So interval will be just time difference, which is going to be in milliseconds, I think. Let's just go 10. Wait. That would mean that, because now this will have to be for date now, which will be So I need to know if this is an instant mode. If so, let's say time offset equals 0, but if it's an instant mode, then that plus equals interval? Yes? No, what? Huh? No, what? Okay. Interval offset, maybe? Oh god, I hate this. So that's got to equal this. Then this plus equals that. So we have the interval offset, and then we change the interval offset to be the next one across. And that way this gets plus to this, wherever that happens to be. Okay, so let's say time, which is not frame. And that is equal to this, then this is plus equal to that. Okay. So now we just have time, time, time. Really should not have been talking about that stuff before. So time, time, time. No. Actually, this can... Well, this is supposed to be from the returned information of this thing, which we don't have in this way currently, but we don't care because we're not using that. Okay, so now we have the time by that with the offset, which gets offsetted by the interval. And that should be all good. Then... blah 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 blah. I'm trying to figure out if that was police siren was because of the song or real life. I've heard a lot of police sirens lately. Going off all last night as well. I wonder if something's happening. I haven't hardly heard anything for a while. It's like all of a sudden the last day I've heard about 4 of them. Anyway, what am I doing? Blah 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 blah. So we do the thing, we do it 1,000 times. If instant mode is on, it loops through this. This is a 0, so we make it a 1. Request the thing, which should make it a 2, then a 3. Then if this is a 3, we do the information, we set it back to a 0, blah blah blah. This is going through this, which is going through that, which should be the time from whatever thing, so it should be all good. Let's see what happens. What? Index is not defined, 497. Huh. Okay, I guess this is going to have an index equals 0. I hate these variables, they're not very explanatory about what in the world they are. Then I could just have that. I mean, I guess I could pass that through there. Wait, are you using index? Yeah. T off is not. What? Ah, because you are time. 393. Ah, because you are just time now. No. Because not instant? Because brackets? I put that bracket in the wrong place. I don't know how that still worked. What? Okay, it's just giving me 1,000 of... because it's not being offset. So you're going to this is going to that, that's offsetting index, index is going through here, index is a thing. Is this just giving me like a bajillion of the same number? Alright. What? Did I leave that other log there? Yes, I did. So it's just all 0. And it seems to be logging at about the right speed. So this is not looping. Let's actually do it this side. So this is false. Oh, I have it the wrong way around. And instant. Alright, so that should have just immediately all appeared. Okay, so now, if it is instant, I want to reset all of the variables. Which means I need to reset these variables. It should be this. And yeah. So I need to reset all of this. Alright, let's say that. Oh, I need to set more than just that. Okay. Let's just grab all of this, shove it all in there. And I think that actually should just work perfectly fine. So that was all the way up to frame from index. Bam. So that should work exactly the same. Yep. And now if this, that goes. Nope. Why has that made it go away? What's going on? I mean, I am clearing the graphs, but then this is displaying the graphs. Yeah. So that should be displaying all the stuff, delaying a frame, then erasing. I don't know. Perhaps I might want to put that into an extra delay? Yeah, so it flashes for that first one. Okay, what does this mean? Maybe I want to put that over here. I don't think erasing any of that should be mattering. Or overriding, as long as it's still globally accessible. Viewport table. Ah. Maybe just don't move that one? Oh. Okay, so this should now have the benefit of I can adjust the stats in real time. So I need a keyboard key. I don't have any keyboard keys. Keyboard key. Durban. I just keep thinking about how what I said before could be translated to be very bad. I mean, because it's all... anything could be seen as anything. That stuff's notoriously witch hunty. Never gonna condone that stuff, no. It's not the point. Not saying that it's okay, not saying that it should be allowed in certain cases, no. It's not the point. What am I doing? So I usually set keyboard stuff in here. Test thing. Test thing. So I have this variable which I think still exists. Yep. Set it as 0. Let it go. You know what? Let's say that. So that will go up or down depending on what I press for that, which is M and N apparently. And I'm also logging the number so I can see what it is. So now I could grab this number, variable, and I could just shove it in around the place. So places like here, in which case I might want to be offsetting by a little bit more than that. The other question is, can this be held? So not equal to 2, 2 would be held. Let's say not equal to 1, which means not on the down but on the held. Otherwise it will double tap. And let's have it as that, okay. Yeah, so this will be for the high off. Test, because I just renamed it, but I didn't rename the other places it goes to. It keeps scrolling past that every time. Whoop, I just refreshed my music. What was that? Waiting for what? So that's not about Google. Anyway. Okay, it's not by held. So this should be twitching these values somewhat. So this thing was 40. What am I adjusting? So 2 would be the held one, I guess. So basically I'd go, oh, now we're in the negatives. So this has done terrible things. This is not in the positives before? I thought it was positive, it was 40. Okay, I have no clue what I'm messing with right now. It should be the offset of this, yeah. So whenever a sale is made, this thing will drop down to a certain location. Oh, that's an interesting one. Oh, it's upside down. That's why. No. Weird. Do I have a problem with my graph still? Okay, this is getting better. Sort of. I've adjusted this quite a lot. Yeah, so it starts up really high, then goes down. Okay, so that doesn't seem to do too much. Let's just set it back to what it was. I mean, that's really all I'm going to be doing, is just messing with those numbers. So I could set up a whole heck of a lot of these different variables and mess through them all. And then just log all of this stuff. So I could apply a number to each one of these with the default value of whatever, then have like up and down toggle between which one gets changed, and then just scroll through them all. That's sort of the general idea of what I'm trying to do here. Yes, that one was 1. And then I just do the thingy again. Why is that one messing with the red one as well? Wait, what am I messing with right now? Oh, margin. Not quite sure what its value even is. Like what it's relative to. I know it's $1, but what is it on the normalized one? Because that could be more or less. I really need this to be a percentage. So I'm at least trading more than what the cut that the site's taking is. This one should have some drastic changes. Oh boy. It scrolls too fast. So this is the slope. Need to put a 0 in here. Yeah, so I need to be able to move that decimal point. And adjust this however. To put another one in there. Yeah. that's basically not doing anything? So this is just selling until it's all gone? Or buying. It's just buying until it's all gone. I just happen to leave on a good point. Which is these fluctuations are a little disturbing. I guess they're fine. Yeah. So that's what I should be seeing here. Changes that. That's perfect. Do I want it to be more or less? So this was a 0.2? Yeah. So we're looking for the peaks to be higher and the valleys, or the upwards parts to go up faster and the downwards parts to go down slower. So this is buying. So this data set, past this, doesn't really make much of a difference. But I'm just going to keep it as what it was. And adjusting the other one should be doing the other angle. This one has a whole extra 0 to it, so probably add an extra 0 to this. I have no clue if I'm taking this the right way. It should be both positives. I've gone well past what this should have been at. Okay, this is implying to me that I've run out of money or something. But no, it is actually buying and selling the whole time. No. It's not? Oh, it is. Why is it so wobbly? I guess because time itself is changing a little bit. So I feel like this is not happening because it's just skipping out on it. More than this number being what it should be. I don't know, let's get that a try. So let's try... God, I gotta do that a lot. Let's try setting this to 0.3, is it? Yeah. And then adjust this one again. What? Okay, that wasn't 0.3? We gotta go up a little bit there. I don't know, maybe this number's more important than it looks. And oh, well, that's what it would be. Duh. Why does it start up so far up? So that part was raising up, yeah. Okay, I need to do something differently here. There is multiple problems here. I need a graph of prices doing what prices do at different times, in different ways, in different things. So I think I need to go back, but then if I... So is there more I could... So then I would need... But then if I was... Okay, so what... But then... Okay, no... Yes, so I think I should make a thing so I can adjust all these numbers as I want, be able to toggle through them all, adjust them all up and down as I was doing, and be able to log them all out. I need to be able to visualize how many decimal places I'm messing with, and then I need to, once I got that down, I think I need to go through all of the data, find all the patterns. I need to find low parts, flat parts, plateau parts, upy downy parts, all the different examples of drastic ways that Bitcoin changes over time. Then I need to compile one single lot of that. So I need to balance all the numbers so we get the exaggeration, but we have relative currencies. Because otherwise one's going to be worth like 100, then all of a sudden it's like 8,000, and then it's like negative 500. So I need to balance it all out so I just get the relative changes in it over time. And then I can trial all those different things on this one graph. If I can get like an upslope, downslope, plateau thingy, a big drop, a big peak, all of that sort of stuff working fine on here, with each one doing the best it can. So I can go through those numbers, slide them up and down, try to get it so where it should be losses, it's not as much of a loss, where it should be gains, it's massive gains. Min-max all of that. And then I should be able to run it on any data, and it should work. Originally I was going to min-max it for each individual area, but I guess I could do that as well. But an overall thing for all different areas would be the best. Because technically I could use this thing, so if the average goes over a certain amount all of a sudden, like it jumps at the average of the average or something, then we know we just hit a big spike, and then a plateau just happened or something, or could be about to happen, so I could, you know, have things happen in that sort of a case. We've got the 15-minute interval things, like 15 to 20-minute intervals for ups and downs, so we could do something like that. So yeah, there to there, to here, to there, to here, to there. These are 15-minute intervals, probably. Each one of these points of data should be 5 minutes apart. I mean, I guess they're not 15 then, are they? Yeah, that's wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, let's say 10. So 10 divided by 2 is 5, so that's 5, 15, wait, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, so that's 50. So I guess up, down, up, down, up. Yeah. So 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, let's say 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 15. So yeah, that's the interval between a high and a low. Round about. I don't know. I also got to mess with how much currency is being traded per thing. So yeah, I need to... What are we doing? Yeah. I need to figure out some sort of a pattern for how to increase and decrease trades, so ideally each successful... I could just go on a percentage, I suppose. But yeah, I feel like each successful trade that is up in the no, that's what I was doing before, wasn't it? I had something rather with the I had another line that went up and down, and that was what I was using for how much I was going to trade. I can't remember what it was anymore though. I feel like it might have been this line, but that's not right. I don't remember. Was it changes? It might have been the changes in value up and down. So if it went up drastically, all of a sudden, then it would sell more. So yeah, it was the amount of... Okay, so it would be the amount of relative change between these things, maybe by a different average number. Oh, I gotta change my average number. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay, so that's just doing this constantly. Huh. I can try to trim that to be what the, that 15-minute interval thing was. So this one's higher. I don't know. That's a lot higher. Oh, it might not be higher, it just might be that low. Yeah, that keeps this going up a whole lot more. So I'm like sell, 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 sell. Okay, so this would work really well for the plateaus, if plateaus were a consistent thing. So yeah, when that happens on a plateau, it would have sold a whole lot while it was up there, and then when it dropped back down, it would be a massive profit. But that only works if that was a thing that's consistent. So there's a whole lot of plateaus. I guess that's one. So it would have just been like sell, 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 and then it would have started buying, and then drops. So it would have been a little bit of loss here, but a majority win. And it would have been selling a whole lot. Yeah, that's definitely a thing that's going to min-max a whole lot of junk. Okay. Whatever. I'm going to send through some of my older data as well. This is just one of the data sets I had. Anyway, I'm going to go out and get some food. I have a headache, hasn't gotten worse. It hasn't gotten... Well, it's still there slightly. I think I've been going pretty well. Well, I did rant for a lot of that. I'm going to go. Is anybody here? There's someone who joined. Do I have a bot? Is that a new bot? Oh, it's probably that guy, isn't it? The preacher. Let's have a look. No. Yellow Tide. Who's Yellow Tide? Are you a person? Did you say something when you joined? I feel like you were saying something. Oh boy, what is your things? Where did I see Yellow Tide? Chat, chat, chat. Oh, my chat would have been right here, wouldn't it? Did you ever say anything? No, it was that good. Oh, Yellow Tide, you did say something. Oh, yeah, well, you seem to be real. I mean, you said something. I feel like you must have just left. Alright, I'm gonna go. Oh, why did I do that? I may or may not be back on later, I don't know. At the very least, I'm gonna see if I can get a better quality microphone, because I know it sounds like trash. Or I could use my old Guitar Hero microphone, at the very least, but I'm gonna go for a wander around the city.